Okay, so now we're gonna work on sit. Now that our dog knows their name, in this case, Balana. In the earlier video, we called her Panda, so I could demonstrate how to teach a dog their name. But we're gonna go back to calling her Balana. That's her thing. So Balana, I'm gonna see if I could get her to sit. Now, in general, sit for most dogs means I'm standing or running and I put myself into a sit position. They consider it more of a verb. What I want them to understand is the position is always sit. So that way if they're in a down like Balana is right now, I can still get her into a sit. I'm not gonna tell her up or sit up or anything like that. I'm going to tell her to sit because I want the position, butt on the ground, forelegs extended, to mean sit. So, yes. But if you have a dog that's kind of running around, I'm gonna start by taking the cheese onto their nose, and I'm gonna come over their head, and you can see how she's kind of jumping. Yes, and then give her that treat. My hand is coming over her head. The cheese is in my hand. Come here, Balana. So I'm holding the cheese like this. Eventually, this is going to be my hand signal for sit. If you're using something else, that's totally fine. We do have students that point to their butt and they sit down. What I'm not going to do is put my hand on her. She's like, what are you doing? What I'm not going to do is physically touch her to make her sit. There's a couple reasons for that. Tactile cues are really hard to break, which is why if you're using something like a prong collar or choke chain to get loose leash walking behavior, your dog is just avoiding that tactile cue. And if they don't have it on, they're probably not gonna walk really nicely with you. The same with touching their backside. If I'm pushing her butt down every time I want her to sit, and then someday I have like groceries in my hand and I'm not able to touch her butt, she's not going to do that behavior. So I want her to know that sit means sit when I say it verbally, but also when I give her the hand signal. So, no treat on the nose, over her head, uh-oh, yes. And as soon as that butt hits the ground, yes, and treat. You notice how I'm closing the distance here between me and her. I'm not standing up and asking her to sit. I'm right here with her and I'm helping her out. On the nose, yes, treat. I'm also not saying the word sit either. I'm gonna try without a treat. Yes. If they can't do it without the treat, that's okay. The difference between a lure and a reward, a lure is where I have that cheese on her nose and I'm putting her in position, yes, with that cheese. A reward, no cheese in this hand, and I'm trying to get her, Balana, nope. Yes, and then she earns the cheese. So when you're working on this, you might have to lure for a while, and if you come back to the classroom, when we have higher level of distractions, you might see us having to do a lot more luring, even if you're not luring the dog in your home. Your dog knows sit, I believe you. But do they know it here with all of these other distractions, which makes it harder for them to understand what's going on? That's why it's really important for you guys to start working on distances and how long that sit is being held. If you can tweak with these, this will be a lot easier when you come back to the classroom in a few weeks. So, you might also have to go back to luring when you're back in this classroom, and that's totally fine. That's very normal. But they're going to get it really quickly. So that is sit, and in our next video, we'll do down.